we had CPI. So I just wanted to wait for CPI to happen, and then I came into this day wanting to see us take out the low of CPI and then head up to the highs of the previous day and into the September highs. All right, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is the first time that you're tuning in, my name is Lewis, and this is the YouTube channel where I'm just documenting my trading journey. I'm not a guru. I have just been simply documenting my trading journey from the very beginning, from learning how to trade and trading demo all the way to trading Forex, and now I'm trading futures and trading indices. And if you've been with me from the very beginning, thank you so much. We just hit 1,030 subscribers, so I want to thank you for that. The amount of support that I've been getting on this YouTube channel has been tremendous, and I couldn't thank you any more than I have. I want to thank the man upstairs as well, because nothing would be possible without him. This week was tremendous in my development, and I hope that you guys learn a lot from it, because this is just a development series. Really, you'll get to see how much I've developed from the beginning to the very end. I'm not saying it's going to end anytime soon, but you get to see the beginnings of what trading can do for you, all the way from, like I said, trading demo to quitting my job, becoming funded, and now on my live account. All that has been documented, and I've gone through all the ups and downs, and I've been very transparent with you from the very beginning, and I plan on keeping it like that. I don't think that, stopping from my roots is really going to benefit me in any way, shape, or form. So I hope that you find that genuine and that you continue to support me. Like I said, make sure you leave a comment. Let me know how long you've been trading. Let me know how your trading journey is going, and at least let me know how your week went this week. For sure, leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. The TikTok is getting a lot more engagement now. I love it. Like I said, I've been grinding for a while. I've been posting every day for the past, I don't even know how long, on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts. So if you guys want the more compact versions of these videos, make sure you go and check those out in their respective platforms. But as always, I always say these long form videos may seem long, but this is where my experience is packed into. You can only get so much from the clips, because I cut them up into certain clips so that they're easily digestible for the algorithm and for the viewer. But if you want the real sauce, is in these videos. So I always tell people, especially if they want to learn, I have so much sauce that I've been teaching people and giving experience, my own experience from the charts in these long form videos, but they just don't want to watch the long form videos. Either way, if you are watching the long form videos, I couldn't thank you more. You're the reason why I do this. These long form videos is really captivating my trading journey, and it's really my third form of journal. Like I said in the last video, I have 3 forms of journal now, which is making me a better trader in general. I have my physical journal, I have the journal in my trading Discord, which is just my back testing channel, and then, like I said, these videos, I go back on my weeks every week and I go over the trades and give you guys a back testing form, and I put it into my own words while I'm explaining everything that happened this week. Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff happened this week, a lot of development, a lot of ups and downs, and I want you guys to let me know in the comments if any of this stuff has happened to you. But I really don't want to just sit here and yap the whole time. Let's get into the sponsor of this series and this YouTube channel. Let's get into the charts, and then also let's get into the Discord. Let's do that, and I'll meet you at Tektronix.com. All right, so as you can see, here we are at Tektronix.com. They are the sponsor of this series, and if you're looking for the best possible PC with the available parts in the market, make sure that you hit them up. As you can see, they have very powerful PCs, great deals. They have free shipping for all of their products, and they also have a 1-year warranty, so make sure you take advantage of that. You can also hit the contact them, as you see right here, and you are able to communicate with them and even get a quote on a certain build if you want certain specs or if you want certain parts in your PC. But as always, they have the regular collections, which is the Nova Strike collection. But if you go into the perfect trading setup, it is everything that has to do with Lewis visuals. So you can see here we have all their setups, all the way from $800 to $2,500, and I think the best bang for your buck, for me, I think if you're just looking for a regular computer to trade and you want an actual setup, the $800 beginner setup is always the best thing for me. But I myself believe that the most bang for your buck, if you want to do trading, if you want to do content creation, visual work, if you want to do graphic work, 3D work, all that, the best setup for me in the perfect price range is this $1,200 futures setup, LV Flip, and I'll get into it. As you can see, this is all the stuff that it comes with. You get a picture of everything that it comes with as well, and it's a very friendly price. I think it's the best bang for your buck, like I said. And if you use my discount code LVFLIP, you'll get 10% off at checkout, so make sure you take advantage of that as well. Like I said, Tektronix.com, they're the sponsor of this series, and they're the reason why this series is even possible, so make sure you guys go and check them out. Now let's move on to my trading Discord. This is my trading Discord, Imperium Trading. If you want to join, the link is down in the description. If you have any problems with the link, please let me know and I will correct it and send you the correct link. I don't think we have any problems with it anymore, but we we are very active during the trading days, during trading hours, during the trading week. So make sure that you guys are in here. As you can see, we have a bunch of snipers in this Discord, and it's growing. I love the fact that people are coming in here, and we have no toxicity in here. We have traders, we have people who send their ideas, and everybody sends their opinion on the ideas, and then it goes from there. I'm very happy with everybody who's in here, and everybody is very, very focused in their own tasks and what's at hand. Most people focus on their trade, and then when they're done, they come in here and send their ideas afterwards. Like I said, I started this back testing channel, which I send my trade ideas after I take a trade, or if, for example, I lose or I don't trade for that certain day, I even go back and back test it just to see what could have been a possibility on that day. So this is where I spend a lot of my time now, especially after I trade. I journal right after I trade on my physical journal, then I go in here and I send my trade idea. Take advantage of this. This is crazy. I wish I had somebody who broke down their trades like this, like I do, and put it into words that is easily understood. Obviously, if you're a beginner trader, you're gonna come in here and be like, oh, what is he even talking about? But with time, you start to understand and you really see what is a possibility. So please take advantage of it if you are a new trader. If you're more advanced and you're still looking for some type of guidance, you know, and you understand the jargon and what I'm saying, this will be extremely beneficial for you. Like I said, I haven't touched anything in the crypto section yet. I'm gonna work on that very soon. There's a lot of things that I have in mind, especially when it comes to trading in general and my brand, the Lewis Visuals brand. So if you join, it is very appreciated, and if you could send it to somebody who's new to trading, you already know. I have a couple of people who have been asking me about the mentorship, and like I said, I want to start with like 2 to 3 people, for example, to do personal mentorship with, and then from there grow it as we go on. But I do want to achieve real results with those people before I move forward, and the only way you're gonna get updated on that is if you're in the Discord or if you follow me on Instagram. Make sure you do both, and then you'll see what happens from there. But this is my trading Discord. Like I said, link is down in the description. Make sure you join and take advantage of it. All right, so as you can see here, we have the trading week with the low of the week being on Monday all the way up to the high of the week being on Thursday. Typical buy model. As you can see, actually in my Discord, I did it on Sunday. I went live and I did my whole analysis for the week on Sunday in the live trading channel. A couple people did join in there and I had a good conversation. Apart from that, I did send it the next day because some people were saying that they missed out on it just because of the time frames and all that stuff. And if I go back, I can find it. No, it's not this. I think it was Monday I sent it out, so I have to scroll all the way back up to Monday. Some people were sending their trade ideas and I sent mine as well. I had this previous week high as my target in the beginning of the week, and I have a story for that, so please stay till I start talking about what happened Tuesday. On Monday, I sent out my analysis and what I thought was going to be the targets. As you can see, I have the little skull at the top which shows my target, and then we also have the previous month high up there, which we got very close to but didn't take out. This week we'll talk about it as we get into the days, but like I said, that is what it looks like on the 1 hour time frame. Low of the week on Monday, and then we had the high of the week on Thursday, with Friday being somewhat of a continuation, but just didn't have enough juice to really get up to the top. So we generated a bunch of buy side liquidity. Either way, let's get into the days of the week and then we'll talk about what ended up happening. So I bring in my drawings now. As you can see, I delineate my week. This is the start of the week, and then we have all this. So let's go into it here. All right, so this is what happened on Monday. I took a short in the beginning of the New York session and I got stopped out. Basically, I took a very good short. I'm not mad at that short at all. I think there was an SMT at some point on the 1 minute, and I wanted some type of manipulation on Monday since I was bullish, like I already said. So as you can see here, we had an SMT at the moment, I believe at these highs, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check. So what I did, I saw a 15-minute SMT on Monday coming into the market open. As you can see right here, this high was taken on the S and it wasn't taken on NQ, so that's what prompted my short on NQ. I did take a short, and I guess it was just premature because as you can see, the next movement was there, and I took it on the 1 minute. Like I said, original trade, I got in here. This is my original entry, and I had my stop up here, but once we started to move down, I moved my stop right at the top of that 1 minute candle, and then price came up, stopped me out, and then moved down. Once it did that, it started to chop and then come back up, and like I said, it had already taken me out, so it didn't really matter. I thought I just moved my stop way too early, but it came back up and took me out. I was expecting us to go down anyways, and then once I saw all that end up happening, I for some reason hesitated on this short. This short was perfect. As you can see right here, I framed it out and I sent it as a trade idea in my Discord, if I'm not mistaken. Now I have to scroll back up to find it. it, but yeah, I sent it right here. I back tested the long, and then I said the short that I was looking for presented itself, which means that I need to either play the move up to equilibrium or just wait until the setup is clear. Or I was expecting price to come back to equilibrium of the current price range, in which it did. Respected this 15-minute imbalance, as you guys can see right there, and a 1 hour order block, if I'm not mistaken, and then dumped. As you can see, the reason why I didn't take this was because I thought the time that it happened wasn't a good time on a Monday, and I don't know if we had news on this Monday. I think we didn't. Let me just double check. Okay, I did find where I did have the trade idea, so I did have it there, if you guys can see, and I did send it here. I hesitated on this short because of the time. This is what I was looking for around the open, and then I said, but fuck it, I'm done for the day. As you guys can see, it came up into where I had my limit order and tapped me in. I think I had maybe 1 point of drawdown if this trade would have happened, and then if I would have let it run. As you guys can see, this is the original trade that I sent, but yeah, this is where I had my target and all that stuff. As you can see, this is the original from the Monday, if I'm not mistaken. I sent my target at 9:09, and then this trade idea happened around 11. I hesitated because I thought that the time was not a good time to, you know, send it, but we had no news Monday or Tuesday, so I thought, you know, no news Monday or Tuesday, probably it's not gonna line up to be a high probability trade. But that was nonsense. I should have just, like I said earlier, taken the trade because I had good risk on it, a very good risk on it, and I also had literally almost no drawdown at all, as you guys can see there. But we came up to equilibrium after the open around I would have been tripped in around 10:30, around there. So, you know, this is silver bullet timing, so I should have took it. I should have took this trade and let it run to at least this low, which was what I was targeting. But there was also lows from Friday that could have been easily a target and ended up getting smashed the next day on Tuesday either way. So I should have just let it happen and let it run, taking the trade and not been too scared to take it. Either way, this is the story of the week. But yeah, we had that. This was the manipulation of the week. As you can see, this big move down ended up being the manipulation to leave us this big move up. Tuesday was probably the biggest day of the week in terms of point moves, the points that it moved. I took a short, and Tuesday, man, I lost about $600 on Tuesday. It's probably the biggest loss that I've occurred on this live account. And all I have to say is that if you're not ready or have the mental capacity to have these type of losses and learn from them, you're not going to be fit to be a trader. Everybody wants to be a trader until they have a day where they end up losing a lot of money, and you can't blame anybody else. I can't blame anyone else for this, and I'm gonna talk about it more. Actually, I'll just talk about it now. Basically, you guys can see I had already sent my overall target for the end of the week. My overall target for the end of the week were those highs from previous week, and I did it on Sunday and sent it out Monday morning. Now, I am in a traders group chat, which, you know, I was blessed to be added to this group chat, but now that group chat is on mute, and that is because I don't want anybody else having the ability to influence my trade ideas and change my bias, because that's the way trading works. Please let me know if you've ever had this happen to you, especially if you are around traders who have been trading longer than you, but you get into this mentality of, okay, this trader has more experience than I do, so whatever they do must be right. And that is a toxic mindset to have. I think that you should follow your own ideas, and from those ideas, live with the results. If you end up winning, good, you had a good idea. Make sure you journal it, what you did right, what you could have done a little bit better, but it's your idea. If you lose from it, you take it in the chin. You take that loss, you learn from those ideas, and you do the same thing. You journal it and learn from it. And on top of that, also money management. On this day, I threw my money management out the window. Like I told you guys last week, I am trying to scale. You know, let me not, you know, misconstrued and, you know, or just yap too much, but basically overall, somebody in the group chat has sent a trade idea for the monthly range or something like that, and I had that in mind, and I was testing out a couple of things, and I said, okay, it could end up going down there since it is Tuesday, and I kind of let somebody else change my analysis because I had bullish buys for the week, and we had just seen Monday manipulation, as you guys saw earlier, and we also had an SMT on Tuesday in the early morning, as you guys can see, with us not taking out the low from last Thursday, and ES did take out that low, so that should have been bullish, and I was targeting that previous week high either way, so I should have been bullish in all capacities. So one, don't let other people influence your trade ideas. I put that group chat on mute, even though I've learned so much from that group chat. That group chat literally changed my life, but you have to trust your own ideas. Like I said in my rules, I don't know if I told you guys, my girl came through, she put my rules right on top of my screen, and even with that being there, I still messed up, and that's how easy it is and how, you know, I'll talk about the whole money management part of what happened on Tuesday in a little bit. But like I said, I put that group chat on mute. There's great traders in that group chat, but it was going against what I originally had in mind, and I let that trader's bias influence me and override what I had already thought was gonna happen during the week, because I thought he's been trading for me, because I thought he's been trading longer than me. He might know more than I do, this and that, and it was just incorrect. My original bias was correct. I should have stuck with that, and it played out this week. 2 out of my 3 targets were hit this week, and I believe my 3rd target will probably be hit by next week. But like I said, on this day I was looking for shorts when I should have been looking for longs. This day should have been just longs, and I probably could have left it for the end of the week in a swing if I really wanted to, because the Monday manipulation already happened and we had SMT. This is the manipulation and wick of the monthly candle, so I should have just let it run. I should have been looking for a buy, and as you can see right here, we end up coming down into a 15-minute gap to then send it up. So that should have been the entry. I was taking shorts up here because I thought I saw an SMT, and I was in profit all up until about we got up to here, came back up, did the same thing again, and then took off. There was really no entry models in this day. I remember a lot of people saying that, but at the same time, if I was bullish, I should have been looking for longs instead of shorts. Now to the money management part of it. As you remember last week, I was talking about wanting to scale. This day, I had in mind that I was gonna take a trade with 3 contracts. So what did I do? I just kept hopping in with 3 contracts. I hopped in a short. I was up a bit on that move down, as you can see. Seeing the profit, I'm like, okay, it's probably just coming back up to take people out, and then it's gonna head back down. Once again, I don't know why I was looking for shorts when I should have been long, and I was long biased. Like I said, I'll show you guys once again so you guys don't say that I lied or anything like that. On the 7th, which is Monday, right here, on the 7th, on Monday at 9:09, way before market open, I had sent this. My weekly target is those relatively equal highs. That doesn't mean that I'm bullish to start the week, but I want to see a push up there eventually. Now let's see how we move today through Wednesday. I should have noticed that Monday we had manipulation, SMT at the lows from Thursday, and then push up. That should have been confirmed or at longs for the rest of the week, and that's exactly what ended up happening. I'm working on my scaling. I'm working on my overall decision making, because my analysis is on point. As you guys can see, it's just my decision making has been a little iffy. Trusting myself has been a little bit iffy in this past like 2 weeks, but I fixed it towards the end of the week, and all I have to say is trust yourself, 1, and 2, money management is in place for you to protect yourself. I had a moment in my journal where basically it's like self-reflection. I went in there, I had a talk with God first and foremost, but I also told myself, like, you know, in a productive and in a way to, you know, motivate myself and fix these problems. I said, and this is me speaking to myself, I said, do you really want to go back to working a 9 to 5? And I meant that sincerely. Do you want to go back to that life that you used to have? Because if you have days like this on a consistent basis, you will. And it's true. And the reason why you have rules is to protect yourself from yourself and from these bad decisions, especially on days like this, because being incorrect and having the wrong side of the market, or being on the wrong side of the market, is totally fine. It's gonna happen. You're not always gonna be correct, but your rules are there to protect your capital and to protect you from yourself. That day I just threw it out the window. I kept hopping in with 3 contracts because I was like, yeah, I'm confident it's gonna go lower, even though that wasn't even part of my own analysis. That was part of somebody else's analysis. Yeah, from now on, not letting anybody ever influence my trading analysis. I am going to analyze myself. Like I said, I analyze on Sundays, and that's gonna be my analysis throughout the week. And if I do get it right or wrong, I'm gonna live with it. I'm not gonna let anybody influence me, because I'm not gonna trade with anybody. You know, I have trading calls sometimes with one of my boys, and I trade with him because we usually have the same ideas. But even, I'll save this story for Thursday because Thursday was wild, but even trading with other people like that can influence your idea. So I want to trade by myself, live with the decisions that I make. If I'm correct, I was correct because of me. If I was wrong, I was wrong because of me, and I can't blame anybody else on that. So group chats and stuff like that, I do notice that in this group chat, a lot of people try to like look for validation on their trade ideas instead of having their own trade ideas and living with it, and I don't want to be like that. That is the form of trading that kind of reminds me of people who look for signals and stuff like that. I'm not saying that signals is bad, but honestly, you don't want to have to depend on somebody else for your trading information and for your analysis and stuff like that. So look for that in your trading and make sure that you aren't doing things like that. But like I said, let's really analyze what could have happened this day. Like I said, we had an SMT over here that should have been like, okay, that was the manipulation for the week. We're going up targeting those highs. Obviously we didn't get up to it. There's a couple of ticks that left off, and that's why I had this trade idea on Wednesday. But on this day, we manipulate lower into that 15-minute gap, and if you go into the lower time frames, like I said, it looked very weird. This day was not clean in the beginning. After that, it did move very fast, and I just kept getting stopped out. But as you can see, we were respecting that 5-minute, that 15-minute gap, and that should have been entry. Could have got in there, stop at the bottom, and then let it run towards those highs. Let it run, let it swing, because I was pretty confident we were going to take out that high anyways, so I could have let that swing. You see the RR on that either way, and then towards the next day ended up getting smashed anyways. So you can see that is what happened on what is this, on Tuesday. Learn from that, and I'm being transparent. Learn from those mistakes, learn from that. Now let's move on to Wednesday. Wednesday was annoying as fuck, because Wednesday I had a very good entry and I broke it down on the back testing. Yeah, right here I said I was stopped out, but my analysis was on point with my 2 targets being hit and the third still up for future price action. The idea came from still me being bullish for the week. If I remember, at the beginning of the week I sent out my weekly targets, and once my analysis, like I said, my analysis is on point, but my decision making needs some work. At 9:30 saw some chop, but OTE held. If you see on the 1-minute chart, I entered at 9:37 candle and had my stop right below the 70 level on the fib, but during the 9:37 to 9:40 move up, I moved my stop below the 9:35 low. As price came back down, stopped me out, which I would have been safe from if I had my stop on my original stop, and then the rest is history. I had 2 contracts, and I planned on taking one off at the low-hanging fruit, which was previous week high, buy side liquidity, and letting the other contract run while my stop was at break even. I need to do better, and that is exactly what happened. So as you guys can see, this is how it looked like on the 15-minute, or on the 5-minute. This is what it looked like on the 15-minute. It's annoying, but we had OTE. If you had the fib from there, I don't want to move this fib because I need it for the rest of the day. But let me do something real quick. So as you can see right here, we come down to OTE, we hold, and then we push up. That was the premise of this trade. We came down to OTE, move up. Now I have to go on the 1-minute to show you exactly where I messed up on. Like I said, I entered at the 9:37 candle, which is this candle right here, this up candle. We start to move up. Once we start moving up, we end up coming all the way up here, displacing through this 1-minute gap, and as you can see, closing above it. I was pretty confident at that point. This is where my original stop was, so I ended up moving my stop right below that low, which was the 35 low, this low right here, and we come back down, stop me out, and then start to move back up. I was a little bit upset because I had lost a little bit right here and here. I think I took a short, or I took a long, and I had my stop I think below here, so I was already stopped out. My trade idea on this day was correct and ended up going straight up to my target. But I didn't enter because I had that bad day on Tuesday. I was like, you know, I want to be a little bit more lenient to my rules and staying in the right path basically. But if there's a reason why you set your stop loss at a certain spot and why you take these trades, you should be able to live with whatever happens. Once you get into a trade, don't let your human emotions get in the way, and that's what I did Thursday and Friday. I set my stops. I did not touch anything and move anything until either price was so far away that I could move it, or I just let it run without even moving them, and that's what I'm gonna do from now on. This trade right here, I should have left that stop right there, not even touched it, because there's a reason why I set it at that low. That was the 70 level on the fib. It would have been protected even throughout this chop. It doesn't matter, the higher time frames, and something I've been doing, or I did towards the end of the week, the higher time frames, so you can see that chop didn't matter. Look how it was closing on the 15-minute. Came down, we closed down here, perfect spot to then move up. You could have took the turtle swoop from there and then had your stop below this low, came down, didn't stop it out, and then moved up. Target previous week high, which was that high, and then into the 4-hour gap, which was the second target, and obviously my third target was the high from September, which we didn't get up to. It's all right, because at the end of the day, you live and you learn. But I was so upset. I'm like, damn, the day that I could have got back all the profit that I lost on Tuesday, that day, and I actually ended up being in drawdown on the account because of this day, just because I lost those 2 trades. So, you know, I just let it be, and then I moved on to this day, which was on Thursday. So Thursday we had CPI at 8:30, so I just wanted to wait for CPI to happen, and then I came into this day wanting to see us take out the low of CPI and then head up to the highs of the previous day and into the September highs. Like I said, September highs were the target that I had, or the third target that I have, so I want to see us get up there and take those out soon. It is a little tricky because ES is already taking out all-time highs and stuff like that, and it's trading at all-time highs. But this day I was in a trading call with with my boy. You know, I hold his trading opinion very high because he's a very good trader. But after what happened on Tuesday, I said, you know, I'm gonna trust my ideas. I don't care what anybody says. I'm gonna trust my ideas. And basically, as you can see here, this is what I ended up doing. We come down, we take out that low, and then as you can see, this is how we start closing after that on the higher time frames, because the higher time frames hold higher power. So as long as the higher time frames are going in the direction that you are in, you're fine. But he wanted to short, and he was like, dude, why are you shorting? I think it's a Thursday reversal. I'm like, nah, bro, trust me. I think it's gonna end up going up. I'm bullish. I am not bearish at all. I held OTE. What I did was I held OTE to the previous day. As you can see, we were in OTE, perfectly bounced off that OTE level and then start to move up. Once I saw that we started to close, it was very tricky on this day, and I have the execution, so I'll play it. This day it was just going up, down, chopping, and as you can see even in the 15-minute, you could see it. I held through all of this. He said, nah, dude, he was getting chopped up on this day, straight up chopped up. He kept taking longs, he kept taking shorts, but I told him, I was like, dude, we're going up. That long that you took, that was the perfect long. He took an initial long, and then he ended up closing it because he got scared with this stuff, and I was like, nah, dude, hold it. But he didn't. And then once we got up here, he started taking shorts again, and then as you can see, we ended up demolishing that and going towards the previous day high, which was my first target, and I ended up closing at the previous day high because I saw an SMT with ES. So I said it's probably not going to get up to the September high. Let's see if anything happens on Friday. But I took this trade and I held my own in my own trade idea. Like I said, we took out that CPI low and people targeted the high of news and into the previous day high, and that's exactly what I did. And I got a lot of my money back, got out of that drawdown, and that is because I held on that day. And that is the premise of that trading day, really. I have the execution, I'll play it, but that's it. Now we move on to, what is this, Friday. Friday was the same thing. Instead of having it from the previous day, I had it from that same low up to the high from Thursday, and we went right back down into OTE. I took that long, and I was paying attention to the higher time frames. As you can see, I got in the wick of the higher time frame. I saw this big wick from the day before. I held my fib into CE of that wick, and as you can see, I respected that. So as soon as I saw that, I hopped in. There was news at 10, so I waited till 10 to hop into this trade, and I actually hopped into one trade right before this, which, you know, was my downfall of this day. Apart from that, I had an amazing day, but what I really should have done was wait until 10 or place my stop a little bit lower, because I hopped into this trade here somewhere. I forget exactly where. I think it might have been on the 5-minute if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it was here. Right, so we get in. I get in here somewhere, and then the news comes out, and I had my stop right here below this low when I should have had it below this low. So if I would have had my stop a little bit wider and risked a little bit more, I would have been safe from the news candle and rolled it all the way up. But I had to re-enter after I was taken out because I was too tight on my stop loss. So it's all right. You live and you learn, especially on news days like this when price can just shoot down really quickly and go all the way up. I was paying attention to the higher time frames. I saw how we were closing. We ended up closing up here, and then it was Friday. We kind of ran out of juice towards lunch, and I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna close for my profit. I hit my profit target for the day, which was very well. I hit it, and I ended up actually holding it until probably like 2 in the afternoon. Where usually I'm done by like 11 or 12. So on this day, did the same thing. I didn't move my stop to break even until we were all the way up here, and I moved it to break even. And once I started to do this and all that, I was already at break even, and I sent it in the Discord as well. It was really weird because we had SMT at the highs, so I was like, oh, we could go lower, but I was bullish just because of that OTE on the higher time frame, and I still want to see those September highs be taken. So like I said, sitting on my hands, letting structure play out at 9:34. I didn't want to be impulsive and jump into a trade. After that, I said I was long, and I was already at break even at 10:11 because it just shot up. The 15-minute, as you can see, it just shot up. This was after the first 15 minutes, and this is the second 15-minute at 10. After news, it just ended up shooting up. So, you know, I had a perfect sniper entry, amazing sniper entry, and I just held it for the rest of the day. I was already gone. I went out to eat with my girl, and it is crazy when you think about that this was the life that I was imagining a couple months ago. You know, being anywhere, you know, it doesn't have to be out with my girl and eating, but being at a restaurant and being able to just look at price action, and you're already in a trade that you don't even care about because whatever happens, and you're already at break even while you just enjoy the rest of your day after having a good analysis. And, you know, I ended up closing, if I'm not mistaken, I closed like on this candle here or this one. It was one of these two. It wasn't on a down close candle. It was a up close candle that was forming. And then I just got out and watched it for the rest of the day. It just started, you know, doing its thing. And I'm glad I got out where I got out, because as you can see, it started coming down a little bit lower, but it's still respecting that gap. So we'll end up seeing how it moves on Monday. Monday we have a bank holiday, so Monday, don't trade Monday. I'm telling you, please do not trade on Monday. This video will probably be out on Monday. If you traded today, you're wilding. But we'll probably have it just push Sunday into Monday up to that high from last month, and then we'll have to see how we analyze from there. But that's the week that I had. I was very transparent with you guys. I've been developing as a trader, and really there's really no other form of trading that is better than, you know, me being genuine and telling you guys exactly what has been going on with me. And, you know, I know that God will reward me for that in different ways. So I know I'm a good trader. I don't care what anybody says. I trade the way I do, and I'm gonna keep developing. You know, it's just part of the game. I've been yapping for a while. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you stayed this long, please let me know how your trading week went below. Please like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. Use my discount code LVFLIP for 10% off at Techtronix.com. I'm about to go on vacation soon, so one of these videos is probably, you know, I'm a whole day. I'm not gonna tell you everything that I'm gonna do, but, you know, look out for the upcoming videos because it's gonna be fire. And yeah, apart from that, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.